Good afternoon, friends, fellows and channel members. Happy Monday! It's the start of the week. My goodness, Jersey is busy. I don't think Jersey has ever been this busy in real life. Everyone wanting a bit of Storm Franklin action. The weather here in Jersey is rather blustery. Oh, that's better. That aircraft just turned his engines off. I can now hear out of my right here. So yes, those commenting in the chat that Jersey is busy today, indeed it is. Again, but just because Storm Franklin, I think is this the third or the fourth named storm the UK has had in a week? It's been a crazy week here in the UK. This is the last one for a while though, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and make some time this afternoon to fly one of these. We tried to get into Amsterdam the other day. Amsterdam airport closed before we got a chance to get there. They weren't allowing any more traffic in, so we had to divert. I don't know if anyone of you caught that flight. I think that was on Friday, if memory serves. So we thought we'd try another one. We're off to Liverpool. This is a real world flight, so you can track that on flight radar 24 if you so wish. Don't know the exact time that aircraft flew. It's not taking place right this second, but it is basically based on a real flight, so looking forward to that as well. So a quick check. Let's just have a quick look around. How busy is Jersey today? Wow, look at this. We've got Jet2, we've got British Airways, and of course we've got so many EasyJet aircraft. EasyJet to Gatwick is a great route if anyone's fancying a flight, but that's perhaps a little shorter. Coming to land at Jersey as well. I mean, that's not for the faint-hearted. Not in this weather. Anyway, so good afternoon, everybody. So thank you to all of you already in the chat coming on board. Hi, Danny, Simon, Peter, Colonel 22, Mark. Hello, Digital Flight Deck. Good to see you at a reasonable hour for you this stream, isn't it? Christian, hello to you as well. And Frank WG, Lander Lakes, Daddy Rubble, Les Rimmers, my apologies if I've missed anybody just there. Shall we go ahead, get on board and see what's happening? I don't mind holding off a little bit. That when I first loaded in, the taxi ramp out to the runway was absolutely heaving with departures. There goes the British Airways just behind us there. Nice rotation. Let's get inside the flight deck. Let's have a look at the operational flight plan then, shall we? In fact, you know what? No, just before we do that, pre-departure clearance is available to us. The aircraft's already in a turnaround state, so I'm just going to log in and request that. Then we've got that too, which is a lovely feature. Now we have that in the fly-by-wire aircraft. So to do that, we're going to go to connection. Notification status. Oh, hang on. Notifications. Is that the one? I'm confusing myself here. 1 second. Notification. Oh, I need to get the init page sorted first. That's why. I could just type it in, but let's go through and get the init page sorted. So, slightly out of order today. Let me just do the init request. I'll come back and set all this up properly, but until then, let's go to our ATC menu. ATC menu. We'll do our connection and notification. There we go. So let's just type in Echo Golf Juliet Juliet, and we should get a pre-departure clearance. Oh, no Hoppy connection. You have to turn that on every time. There we go, that's now connected. Let's try that again. Clear all these messages. Echo Golf Juliet Juliet. Pop that in and notify. So with a bit of luck, we'll get a pre-departure clearance through there if that comes through. Right, now I'll go ahead and set up the aircraft properly. So, first things first, you guys need the operational flight plan. Let's go ahead and get that pinned into the chat if you're watching on YouTube. That's now pinned for you guys. And Pete Peter Scarab. Oh, such a huge supporter of the channel over the last week or so. Peter, how are you doing, my friend? Good morning to you, or good afternoon rather to you. How's the new job holding up? Still buried under paperwork? I hope not too much. Peter, thank you so much once again for a very early super chat there of the flight this afternoon, saying another day, another flight. I do miss it at weekends, I must admit. Obviously, family time for me at weekends, but it is nice to be able to come back to you guys on a weekday. Right, so as we can see, overhead is all where we expect it to be. Let's have a look at this OFP and start thinking about our fuel then, shall we? So, we have got... please import the flight plan from Simri. Oh. Let's try that. There we go. Right, Simri flight plan. No, of course we'll have to check our takeoff weight. We'll do that to see what the if there's a regulated takeoff weight for this. We'll do that shortly. If there is, and we're too heavy, we'll have to start kicking passengers off. Hopefully, we'll have to do that. But let's see, because I do want some extra fuel on a day like today. So 5 tons is plug fuel. If we come down and have a look at the weather, quickly looking at this. So ceiling is 900 feet, visibility is 7 kilometers. Look at that crosswind component as we plan to come into Liverpool. That will be interesting. And as we scroll down, let's just have a look at the Meta Liverpool. So, okay, this is a tad old now. This is about an hour and a half old. But the forecast, let's have a look at the TAF. So the forecast is for the winds between midday today, midday tomorrow, could be up to gusts of 40. Starting to ease off sort of from around 4 o'clock onwards, so we might be okay, though the winds may drop as we get in, which is going to be really nice. Hopefully it won't be too bad. But either way, we've all seen this last week or so what the winds do to aircraft trying to land, so we're not going to be taking plug fuel. Let's also have a look at the SIGMET charts down below. A quick check on here. Aside from wind, there's that jet stream. We've got so much headwind today. This flight is a much longer flight than it should be, thanks to this headwind. I think we've got a headwind of about 100 knots today. And as we're just outside of the that particular boundary, but let's have a look and see. Let's throw on an extra ton. Should be fine. The winds are getting calmer, and we've got places like Manchester, Birmingham we can get into, so an extra ton should be okay. The winds are slowly calming down. Christian, the Basel scenery, yeah, I've got that. Use it quite often, so have to let me know if you've got an issue in Discord. See if we can get that working for you. Okay, let's throw 6 tons of fuel on board then from the ground crew, and we shall get that loading. I'm going to start the APU as well, and we can get passengers on board. So we'll just give that 1, 2, 3. There we are. So refueling is underway, APU has started. Just going to come down and check everything else down here. So we're currently on Unicom. Every lever and switch etc. is where we would expect to find it. Flight door is currently open. Our initial climb out is going to be up to 5,000, I think it is. Let's get the flight directors 1 and 2 on. Turn the constraints on as well. Current QNH is 1021, I believe. I believe it is, according to the ATIS, so we'll go ahead and select that. That might be wrong. I think that may have been updated, but the Microsoft Flight Simulator is telling us that it's 1020. We had this the other day, didn't we? A slight discrepancy between the simulator and real world. Not often that happens. Let's just check all panels are where they should be. Can I still not? Still can't dim the standby instrument. It's only a minor thing, but it's a bug. Okay, so have we? Oh, notification has failed for that. Oh well, never mind. We'll be doing the good old-fashioned way by contacting the tower momentarily. Let's go through And check IRS. We've got our 3nav green aircraft status. We've obviously got the LEAP engines, valid direct cycle, new one out in a couple of days. We've done the init request just because of the pre-departure clearance, which sadly hasn't come through for some reason. Never mind. Let's pop in the alternate, which is it Manchester or Birmingham today? Birmingham. So Birmingham it is. Echo Golf Bravo Bravo. Now, our actual flight number today, Easy 83 Romeo X-Ray, that is the correct flight number. Unfortunately, that call sign was taken on VATSIM today, so we've had to revert to the, not the call sign, but we're actually using the flight number today, the real flight number, which is Easy 7022. So I am going to pop that in, as that is what ATC will be calling us. 360 minus 57 is the temperature. Tropo is 40616. Update that. And onto the flight plans. So departing today is going to be from runway 26 on the Scary 3 Alpha. I do like the scary. It's more of a scary approach than a scary departure. Scary 3 Alpha departure. Insert that, and then the arrival into, let me just clear the discontinuity there. The arrival in to Liverpool is runway 27, so the ILS 27. And now slightly different from the operational flight plan, not greatly different, but Simbrief picked a star that is only used overnight, I think, so we actually want to use the Tipod 1 Juliet arrival. So let's just go ahead, pop that one in. There we go, Tipod 1 Juliet arrival, and that comes in normally via Liverpool, unless Wallasey is an option. Well, in that case, I'm just going to pop in no veers for now. If ATC is online, great. If not, we'll vector ourselves in around. The real flight route that the aircraft would fly in real world is up from Monty and then and around Keegan. ATC usually pulls us off, brings us in and round to land on runway 27. So we'll see how that goes. Let's insert that. If you guys have got any questions during the stream today, my apologies, I don't tend to look at the chat just as we're setting up, but once we're airborne, then will be plenty of time to chat and get those questions in. So 320 miles, 310 miles the operational flight plan, that's good. That just accounts for this little bit of extra track mileage from the full star procedure. Onto the RadNav page. What do we have down in Jersey? Do we have any? We have the Jersey VOR, so Juliet Sierra Yankee. We'll pop that in. In the real aircraft, remember, these auto-tune as well, so it automatically tunes to the nearest VOR. So I wouldn't have to pop this in because that would already be there. That would already be there waiting for us. Peter, Peter, mate. Honestly, you're going to be skinned, but I really do, I really do appreciate the huge support you've been giving this channel since last week. It is unbelievably kind of you, Peter. Telling us that the storm was all fun. Did you get to control the traffic, Peter? That's the main thing last week. Did you get to control it during the storm, or were you sat defining schedules? We're going to put Shark in the, I love this waypoint, the Shark fix. That is our engine out procedure holding point, so we're going to pop that in there, and I just want the 265 radial in there. That's the reciprocal of the inbound track, and the zero fuel weight and zero fuel weight CFG. Let me check this. Compared to the flight plan, we've got a zero fuel weight 60.6 on the OFP, so that is correct. Trip wind, oh boy, a headwind of 95. Told you it was a big one. So fuel planning says 4.2. What have we got? We've got 5.9 currently. Speaking of fuel, let's get APU bleed on. I'll just start a quick timer there. What did I say? 5.9. And then fuel for the alternate is, let's call that 1.1 tons, shall we? Once we'll just let all those figures come up. There we go. So fuel for the alternate, we'll call it 1.1. That gives us an extra 40 minutes of flight time, holding time, etc., etc. So let me see. We now need to go in and get our performance calculator up. So just bear with me one moment while I get that sorted. This will be a great test as well to see the maximum takeoff weight as well. So, airport code Echo Golf Jersey Jersey. Echo Golf Jersey Jersey. Echo Golf Juliet Juliet. Departing runway 26. Oh, so there we go. Yeah, real QNH 1021. Look at that wind. That's why it's so busy here in Jersey. Everyone wants to have a bit of fun in the wind. Runway condition is dry. We want anti-ice off. So that takeoff weight, what was it again? Takeoff weight is tipped to be 66.3. Let's go 66. 66.3. And then CFG is forward. Flex, config 1, packs off. Is this doable? Oh no, flex takeoff is not possible on this runway at the inputted weight. Use toga or try higher config. Well, to be fair, I did just want to do this to see what happened. Normally, at Jersey, it's a mandatory toga takeoff. So let's go ahead and pop that in, shall we? Let's put toga in there, calculate. That's interesting. Minimum flex is 44. Use toga. I'm trying to use toga. Oh, there you go. It's come up. Right, strange little erroneous message there. I shall report that to the dev. Let's put in these figures, but just before we do, let's check this. So the maximum takeoff weight becomes a regulated takeoff weight because it is actually below the aircraft's maximum. So this is very close. The maximum takeoff weight is 66,761. We're going to be at 66.3. So yes, this is doable. Which is really, really neat. So, sky's the limit. Interesting, we've changed the CFG. Yeah, so forward is anything but. There's a bit of a problem, I think, with the sort of weight of the fly-by-wire at the moment. Normally, your takeoff CFG is always normal, isn't it? Unless you're really, really light in the 320. But for some reason, the zero fuel weight CFG, not the zero fuel weight CFG, the normal CFG, the full CFG there is 24.5. Well, that's forward. Anything below 27 is forward. 27 and above is normal. So I think there's just something that needs to be needs to be changed, perhaps from a modelling point of view. So yeah, takeoff CFG is going to be forward. Does not make a massive difference in terms of performance calculations. I think it only affects V speeds by a knot or something like that. So not a major issue. But yeah, we'll pop it in as it is. Anyway, let's get the performance details in. Let me just remove that. But that's really good to see. Today we are as close as we can get to our takeoff weight, within about 300 kilograms. So let's go and pop that in. So V1 is 128. VR is 133. And V2 is 139. Our transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Thrust reduction altitude here is 1274. It's off by 3 here in the app yet, just because we've not got the real world data put in there, but I checked that just before we flew. The app will be updated with more real world information before its release. 1274. The engine out procedure acceleration is also 1274. I do wish that the aircraft or the simulator wouldn't round it to the nearest 10. So it's going to be flaps 1. Interestingly, we could do toga flaps 3, couldn't we? If we did that. Why is it still giving me that daft message? Yeah, look at this. Now, if we do toga flaps 3, look at the maximum takeoff weight now. So, realistically, this is going to be the preferred thing to do. We can do this. It's much safer. So, let's go. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to do flaps 3. 1, 2, 2. God, that's so nice that that worked. 1, 2, 5. And 130. So, flaps 3. No flex. It's toga. And everything's done there. Lovely. App is coming along nicely. Let's get the packs turned on. 1 and 2, and we'll tell the ground crew that they can start boarding. Well, that's interesting. Self-loading cargo is having a slow bit of a bit of an issue, telling us that it's not boarding anyone. It just wants us to climb to a certain altitude. Well, that's interesting. Let me just try that again. I've not had that issue before. I would like to fly with some passengers if that is possible. Yeah, okay. Self-loading cargo is running, it's just not going to simulate the passenger load. Never mind. Right, okay, let's do a quick departure brief then. So, where's the charts? Well, as we have a look outside, we can see it's beautiful weather. What we would need to do is, and this would be done all in the pilot's briefing room before departure, is if we have a look at the landing calculator here, because it's all well and good saying, oh yeah, we can take off, it's toga, it's V3, it's config 3. Well, that's okay, but what if something went wrong and we needed to land here? So we can put our takeoff weight in there, which is 66300. So that's going to be our weight. We've got the METAR that's pulled in. Runway altitude in feet is 271, I think it is, something like that. It might be 274. Sorry, 274. Runway heading would be, if we were coming back to land on 26. What's our runway heading for Jersey? So I don't normally do this, because I know we can always get back in, but Jersey's a small airport, so I want to know we can actually get back in on runway 26 if that was required. So that's going to be 263. It is dry. Runway slope, well, I've got this from my performance calculator app, which is 0.02. Landing distance available, again, this comes from the charts. Is that on here? Landing distance available for runway 26 is 1554 meters. 1554. Approach speed, oh, let's be conservative. Let's call that 145. We've got a weight, flaps full, overweight procedure, no. Reverse thrust, no. And let's calculate. Right, so we would need to use maximum manual braking if we were to come back in straight after landing. Of course, we'd only do that if there was something really, really serious like a fire, which we thought, oh, we've got to get back down quickly. In reality, if we took off and we were too heavy and we needed to come back here, we could do one or two things. That's why we do the emergency brief, and you'll have heard me say once we enter the hold, we'll decide what we're doing, either diverting or coming back into Jersey. Well, we could run these calculations there if we've got time to do it, but better to do it now here on the ground than taking off, finding out you've got a fire, then thinking, oh heck, can we actually get back in? Yeah, we can get back in, just if it wasn't a serious problem, then we'd probably look to divert somewhere a lot with a much bigger runway. Peter. Peter again. You have Copenhagen approach at the worst time. Gusts of 68 at the worst and an average of 38. Oh, Peter, well, once again, thank you so much for your kind support of the channel. How many go-arounds, Peter? Yeah, how many go-arounds? There was loads at Heathrow the other day, weren't there? Right, so that's the weather discussed, and can we get back in? Yes, we can, but it'd be a push, and we wouldn't want a long landing. Christian, maximum manual braking, can you still leave the aircraft? No, doors are locked. Aircraft is the experimental version of the A320neo from fly-by-wire. We've got no ground radar and we've got no weather radar. We don't need that. Predictive wind shear might not be a bad thing today though. No times to be aware of. Threats to be aware of. Well, in terms of terrain, no threats, but very short runway, nice short taxi, lots of traffic here for some reason. Minimum safe altitude is 1,900 feet. Okay, let's talk about the actual taxi and how we're going to do it, etc., and fly the departure. So we're parked at stand, where are we? Stand 3, pushing back onto Alpha, full length takeoff, of course, and that's going to be at Alpha 1. And the departure is nice and straightforward as well. We turn direct to Scary once we're at 3,000 feet, and our initial climb is also 5,000 feet up to Scary. We've got 5,000 feet already set on the FCU. So, the emergency brief, standard Airbus emergency brief. It also a standard engine out procedure here, which is nice and straightforward. So if anything goes bang after V1 and we're committed to getting the aircraft into the air, if you've had an engine failure, we're going to proceed to fly straight out to the Scary, to the Shark holding point, which is just there. Holding point is right hand turns, inbound track is 085, that's what we've got shown on the navigation display. Okay, so I think we're almost about ready to contact ATC and go. Passengers are on board. I'm going to get the fuel pumps on. ATC will be, we'll speak to them in a moment. Get the seatbelt signs on. APU is running. We can disconnect the ground power. Now let's contact ATC, close the flight deck doors. And ATC frequency here in Jersey, 11945. And let's hope that everything we've just briefed is correct. It should be, to be fair. Jersey Tower, good afternoon. Easy 7022 stand 3, type A320neo, requesting IFR clearances filed to Liverpool, and we have information Juliet.
Easy 7022, good afternoon. Clear to Liverpool. Scary 3 Alpha departure, squawk 1210.
Cleared by the Scary 3 Alpha departure, squawk 1210, easy 7022.
Easy 7022, read back correct.
Let's get the squawk in. That's my call sign, you numpty. Try and put the squawk in instead, shall we? 1210, 5,000 on the FCU. All good. As famous, I initially tried to connect, and then for some reason he wasn't accepting it, so I'm not quite sure why not, but never mind. So let's run some checks. I'm just going to come off tower frequency till we're all ready to go. So the overhead's fine, everything's where it should be there, fuel quantity is nicely balanced. Let's do the before start checklist. So our cockpit preparation is all completed. We're leaving signs strobes off, by the way, from now on. We're leaving the strobes off because we've discovered that on VATSIM, even at auto, if they're on auto, other VATSIM flyers have your strobes as flashing, and you don't want that at the gate. So I'm just going to amend the SOP from reality slightly, and we're just going to leave them off until we're turning onto the runway. So yeah, signs are on and auto. Adidas, we checked 3 nautical green. Fuel quantity is 5980 kilograms and balanced. FMGS is set and altimeter is 1021. Let's call our ground crew up, get them into position. That's interesting. Are they actually going to give us a pushback today? Huh. Well, that's strange. Okay. Right, well, I tell you what, we always have a backup. If that's not going to do the job, let's get a pushback helper open. We'll use that instead. Right, so apparently the tug is connected, because as I can see, we've got nose wheel steering disconnected down there. Anyway, ground crew's in place. Let's get our pushback clearance, and then we'll get ready to go, shall we? So if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this EasyJet flight to Liverpool from Jersey. Flight time is around 1 hour and 10 minutes. It may be a little blustery on departure and on arrival, but nothing we shouldn't be able to handle. And hopefully we'll be arriving before about 5 p.m. local time. That would be great. Means I'm not late cooking tea. Let's tune back over to ATC. Tower Easy 7022 is ready to go.
Easy 7022 after the company passes right to left your rear. Push and start facing east.
Once company traffic has passed from our right to left at the back of us, then push back facing east. Easy 7022. So whilst he does that, we'll get our beacon light on. We shall check the acupressures in the green. We can, I'll not start that just yet, we'll wait until we're ready to go. Let's pop the transponder onto standby. And we'll run the before start checklist below the line. So windows and doors are closed and armed, as indicated by the slide on the doors, lower you can. Beacon light is on, mobile phone is on silent, and parking brake is currently on. Now, has that traffic gone? Oh yeah.
Jersey Tower,
looks like we're good to go.
Romeo type A320, stand 13 with information Juliet on board, ready to pick up clearance over to Edinburgh.
So back we go, nice and slowly.
3 Alpha, squawk 1224.
Let's start the engines. APU bleed is running. Engine mode selected to start, and starting engine 1.
Squawking 1224, speedbird 22 Romeo.
Easy 23 Sierra Delta, via Alpha 1, surface wind 290 degrees 24, gusting 36, clear
Gusting
takeoff.
36, nice.
Clear for takeoff by Alpha 1, Easy 23 Sierra Delta.
Easy 86 X-ray Romeo behind departing company, line up runway 26.
Behind the departing traffic, line up 26.
Is it just me that thinks I may be a little bit pitched nose up? What's going on here?
Speedbird 75 Charlie Echo, ready for pushback and start.
Speedbird 75 Charlie Echo, stand by 2 aircraft to your rear.
That was weird. It's been a while since I've used this pushback tug, and you can clearly tell because this is going to be an awful pushback, so my apologies for that.
Requesting taxi.
Easy 59 Juliet Golf.
I can't pull forward either with this one, so I am just going to have to leave that there. That's awful, isn't it?
Alpha 1 by Alpha.
Apologies, guys.
Alpha 1 by Alpha. Juliet Golf.
Easy 82 Papa Juliet.
Right, let's get rid of the tug, because, well,
Unicorn 122.8.
he's useless.
122.8, thank you, have a good afternoon, easy 23 Sierra Delta.
Nose wheel steering disconnected, still in amber. Let's get engine 2 started.
Papa Juliet, taxi Juliet Alpha, hold Alpha 1.
Juliet Alpha, hold Alpha 1, easy 82 Papa Juliet.
There we go, he's gone now.
Blue Echo, ready for taxi.
Easy 79 Zulu Echo, follow the company traffic in front, hold Alpha 1.
Follow company traffic in front, hold Alpha 1, Easy 79 Zulu Echo.
So I'm just waiting for engine number 2 then to stabilise. That was a very weird pushback, wasn't it? Invisible tug driver, and he lifted us up in the air.
Runway 26, clear takeoff, easy 86 X-ray Romeo.
Hello, speed 1 Papa, fully established SLS, 7 miles.
Sky's limit, the second amber message is the predictive wind shear off.
Surface wind 29024, gusting 36.
Copy, approach favored 1 Papa.
Speedbird 75 Charlie Echo.
Digital flight deck in today's news. EasyJet A320 went into the grass at Jersey today. Oh yeah, the Daily Express would be all over that headline.
Stop, face west after passing aircraft.
I want to try and get out of the way before we hold everybody up.
Speedbird 22 Romeo, push and start facing west.
Push and start facing west, Speedbird 22
There we go, engine number 1 is, sorry, engine number 2, indeed, is now running. So, at start flows, APU bleed is off, APU mass is off, anti-ice is not required. Rudder, spoilers. Flaps, other way round.
Good afternoon, surface wind 29024, gusting 36.
And
runway 26, continue.
we want CG's 24. I'll do a quick flight control check. Full left. Have our flight controls on there, please. Full left.
Easy 86 X-ray Romeo, no further ATC.
Full right.
Unicorn 122.8.
Neutral. Full left.
Unicom 122.8,
Full
easy
down.
86 X-ray Romeo, bye-bye.
Rudder full right. Rudder full left. Wonderful. Let's do our after start checklist. So anti-ice is off. ECAM status is checked. The pitch trim is 24.5 and rudder trim is set 0. And Easy 7022 ready for taxi.
Easy 7022 taxi, holding point Alpha 1 via Alpha.
Hold Alpha 1 via Alpha for runway 26, Easy 7022. Not a long taxi today, so let's get the switches turned on. Oh, we're doing a flaps 3 takeoff. I knew as soon as I pressed the toga button, not the toga button, the TO config button, that was going to beep at me.
Speedbird 22 Romeo, ready for taxi.
Speedbird 22 Romeo, taxi, holding point Alpha 1 via Alpha.
Alpha 1 via Alpha, Speedbird 22 Romeo.
Okay, quick PEDS check. So no change to the performance. It's always going to be Toga QNH 1021. Engine out procedure is continue straight ahead, 1800 feet. Enter the hold at Shark. Departure is the Scary 3 Alpha. Initial climb is 5,000 feet. So before takeoff checklist to the line. Flight controls have been checked. Departure briefing is confirmed. Flap setting config 3 FMA takeoff data 122 blue 130 magenta climb nav blue 1FD2 5000 magenta toga transponder set ECAM memo is not showing takeoff no blue. Where have you gone? That's interesting. A few bugs this flight, isn't there? I'll come back to that. EFB is stowed. Sting the cabin crew.
Easy 210, runway 26, clear to land.
Clear to land, 6 easy 210.
Shuttle 1 Papa, welcome to Jersey, taxi, stand
Let me
5,
just clear
via
that
Bravo and Alpha.
ECAM message and see if that
Stop by
resets
Bravo,
it. Just let
three
me get
Golf
on the
Papa.
nice and straight taxiway just here.
Good afternoon, Jersey Tower. Shuttle 8 Tanker with you. Boeing 738 with information kilo. Just on a procedural
Nope,
approach.
still doesn't like it.
Runway 26.
Strange.
Shuttle 8 Tango, good afternoon, report established 26.
The scenery here for Jersey is freeware from flightsim.to. Again, really good quality freeware scenery. I can't think of a possible reason why TO config isn't working. A little bit bumpy. Shall we watch how our company pilot lands here in this gusting wind?
Easy 7022 behind the landing company on short final, line up runway 26 behind.
Behind the landing company, line up and wait runway 26 behind. Easy 7022. Right, so we've now been given our clearance all ready to line up. Let's just check up here. So we've got why weren't the beacon lights on? Oh, I know why the beacon lights weren't on. They were on. I just turned them off with my key bindings, trying to get all of those lights on. I do find, has anyone managed to map their Thrustmaster side sticks to some decent key bindings for the lights?
Easy 210, welcome to Jersey, taxi, stand 4 via Bravo and Alpha.
Taxi to stand 4, Bravo and Alpha, easy 210.
Easy 7022, surface wind 290, 24 gusting 36, runway 26, clear takeoff.
Clear takeoff, runway 26, easy 7022. So as TO config isn't working, I want to check just for a moment that we've got everything that we would expect. So we're going to have the pack's going to be off, all lights are on, auto brake max, ground spoilers are armed, we can turn the TCAS on as well, flaps config 3, just check we've also got this set in the perf page, yeah. Okay, can't think of a single reason why we're not getting TO config to work. Let's see if it beeps away at us in a moment, shall we? It may do. Okay, we're good to go. Before takeoff, checklist below the line. Cabin is secured for takeoff. Engine mode selection is normal. TCAS, TARA, packs are off. Anti-ice is off. Try resetting the flight directors. Go on, I'll have a quick go at that. Take those off. TO config. No, I don't think it's modelled quite the same. Okay then, let's go. Takeoff. Start the chrono. Set 50% M1. Engine stable. Toga. It's not beeping at us. Mantoga SIS runway.
Tower Shuttle 8 Tango established on the localized island glide path 26.
Shuttle 8 Tango, surface wind is 290 degrees, 24 gusting
V1,
36.
rotate.
Runway 26, continue approach.
Continue approach, Shuttle 8 Tango.
Hey, felt that wind a little bit as we were coming up. Nav. Positive rate. Gear up. Climb TCAS, really? Thrust climb.
Easy 7022.
Autopilot 1 engaged.
Unicom 122 decimal 8.
Flaps 1. Over to Unicom, easy 7022. Thank you, bye bye.
Shuttle 8 Tango, runway 26, clear to land.
Clear to land, Shuttle 8 Tango.
Pack 1 is
Easy 82 passenger,
engaged.
behind the landing British Airways aircraft, on finals, line at runway 26 behind.
Behind the landing, Speedbird, line up and wait runway 26 behind, Easy 82 Papa Juliet.
Something strange going on with the flight plan as well. Oh, there we go. It's now just gone into a solid green line. Okay, pack 2 and flaps 1 as we pass their speed. So, should bank nicely to the right now. There we go, that's all working nicely. Yeah, that was a nice windy takeoff. Look at the waves that you can see. No ATC, let's clear ourselves higher then. Let's select flight level 200 for the moment. We'll go into open climb, pull standard pressure. Open climb, flight level 200 blue. Quick look out the window, you'll be able to see the waves beneath us in this blustery conditions. Look at that, already got a 40 knot headwind. That was a neat takeoff. I enjoyed that. You did feel the wind. Aircraft now climbing out nicely. Decent rate of climb as well. If you're enjoying the flight and stream so far, guys, please don't forget to hit that like button. It makes a massive difference to the channel. And if you are new, then please do hit the subscribe button as well. Make sure you don't miss future flights and video content. Right, so we can ding the cabin crew now. They can start preparing your drinks for what would be normally a relatively short flight, but with this headwind today, it's really going to slow us down. Coming up on 10,000 feet, so we'll get the lights off. No need for those anymore. P57, you're waving from Jersey. Are you the control tower? P57 code. Oh, wonderful. I do like it with ATC coming on stream. Apologies for the rather rocket-esque pushback that had our nose up at about a 45-degree angle. Not quite sure what went on there. Not that you would have seen on a radar screen. Progress, cruise altitude 360, optimum is going to be 39, yeah, so we've got no issues. Let's clear ourselves up then further to flight level 360 blue. I can also go in now and clear out the fixers page, that's not needed. Clear out the shark. Beautiful. Right, so now guys, I should be able to join you in the chat. So apologies for the questions that I may have missed. We'll turn the seatbelt signs off as well. So seatbelt signs are now off. Let's monitor this climb out to our cruise. So Peter R, do I have random failures set? No, I don't think you can in the fly-by-wire at the moment. Yeah, no, I don't think you can. They are bringing them in on the tablet, I have seen, but I don't think they're available just yet. If they are, then do let me know. I'm going to have a bit of a play there. J-Hug, you just had a clearance to taxi for ATC and got a crash to the desktop. Oh no, that's awful. Digital! Digital, what are you... Oh, wow. Oh my lord, Digital. I honestly don't know what to say to that. That is beyond kind, Digital. Super chatting, 200 Canadian dollars. with Digital saying, congrats on reaching 20,000 subscribers the other day. Here's a penny for each of them. Looking forward to many more flights with you. Digital, that is just unbelievable. Honestly, mate, one of the longest supporters of the channel. I can't remember, Digital, when you first started first started flying with us. We were doing long hauls together back in the lockdown days. So it's been a good while. You've been here since the beginning, my friend. You were also the first mod of the channel as well, Digital, weren't you? That's just insane. Wow, Digital, thank you so much. My plane could have crashed and I wouldn't have noticed because I'm just astounded. Honestly, mate, that's beyond kind. Thank you so much for your support. And I know everyone in the chat now, just reading through that, is also showing you some love, Digital, as well. Thank you so much. Not sure what else to say to that. And Simon has been just breaking the tension there, Simon. You've been a member for 13 months now. I didn't realise membership had been open that long. Wow. And he says not trying to steal any spotlight from Digital. No, honestly, every channel member is just so important to me, and the support you guys give and the community we've built on the Discord server as well is phenomenal. And much needed, that flight simulator community here support since obviously since this simulator's release, and over the last 18 months, 2 years it's coming up now, 2 years of real hardship. I always look forward to coming and flying with you guys on here. It makes it so much more entertaining and fun. And I also usually have a couple of hundred PMs with me for when I miss stuff, which does happen. Willie, Willie, thank you so much for your super chat as well, saying I ain't no small IDFD, but here's a pub meal on me. Congratulations on the 20,000 subscribers, Willie. Thank you so much, Willie. Another one who's been with us since the very early days of the channel, and I am going to have to at some point, mate. I know I need to get back on the radio with you. It's you need to move your radio shows to like a Wednesday night or something, mate. Then I'm all yours. Oh no, I think the boys started football now. They're getting to that age now where they want to do things. It's so annoying. And Simon, again, Simon, you have also been a huge supporter of the channel, particularly recently, Simon. So thank you for your €10 donation, but also rather congratulating you on 20,000, saying thank you for fantastic streams. Hugely appreciate it. Simon, Willie, and of course Digital, thank you so much for everything you do for the channel and the support. And it's an honour to have you guys. It really is. Anyway, we're there yet? Oh, we're not even at scary yet. And the reason is this headwind. 89 knots. What time does it say we should be on the ground? 16:51. Oh, that would suit me perfectly. I'm the chef in our house tonight, and I expect the cabin crew to arrive home at around 5:30, 5:45. I believe Captain George may also need a walk during that time. Captain George, he's no captain. He's definitely a first officer. The other day when he got himself muddied up and ran through my nice clean floor, I was going to relegate him to cabin crew. J-Hog, there's you, Steve, and Dark. You're off to Manchester on Thursday. I can't on Thursday, mate. I'd love to, but I'm afraid I can't. I think that little 279 Let's have a quick look and see if we've got any ATC ahead of us. London Control is online. I don't know where they actually cover. There's a few different London Controls around. Don't think we've got any. Don't think we've got any ATC in Liverpool, unless one of the London Control comes online and takes that for us. And Tom. Oh, Tom! Wow. Once again, mate. I am left speechless by you guys at times. I really am. Tom, thank you so much for your £44.99 super chat. Who says, not as much of a legend as Digital, but it's a cracking channel, and the guy's right. We do really enjoy the channel too, and it's great to chat and fly with the guys. Tom, the time that you were watching us fly and you were basically just waiting to push back at the gate, I remember that. It was only the other week, and it made me chuckle so much. Thank you, Tom. Really do appreciate that. Tom, Sky's Limit 95. And if you're on our Discord server as well, guys, Tom, real world Airbus pilot, shares some fantastic images as well and photos when he can in the Discord server. So make sure you do go and check those out. The time lapse you shared the other day, Tom, was fantastic. Really enjoy seeing stuff like that. J-Hog, you'll just send me pics to annoy us. There are some days that is it Airliners Live? They broadcast from Manchester, don't they? The viewing park. Are you going to the viewing park or are you going to the pub? Sean, when you're doing long haul flights, does anyone still get sim degradation as the flight goes on for 5 hours plus, and how do you combat it? I can't remember the last time I had time, Sean, to do a flight that long. I mean, I could do one. I think I could do one. The problem is, I wouldn't be here for the whole of it. I would sort of have it on in the background while having to do other stuff. You guys could chat amongst yourselves, bit like we used to do with the real ops thing. But I certainly wouldn't be able to call it a real ops. It would just be a stream of an aircraft flying and us all chatting, and I'd be on text occasionally chirping in. I'd be on for departure and takeoff, I suppose, and landing, I suppose. GT says that you found enabling too many mods, especially low quality ones. That's just sim degradation, so you use Microsoft Flight Sim add-on linker to enable only the ones you need. Well, same thing, GT. I don't have that many mods in the community folder. If anyone checked out the video I posted the other day of I think there's 10 mods in my community folder, and that's it. Aside from any handcrafted airports that I might be using for that particular flight. So today I've only got one airport in, and that is Liverpool. No, it isn't. It's Jersey. Liverpool's handcrafted, isn't it? Hecker 7, you'll give us $100. I'd put your money away. Hecker 7. There's not much chance of that with the weather. In fact, let's just get the latest weather at Liverpool. Shall we have a look? I mean, we're cruising quite nicely at the minute. Let's just see. Let's do a weather request and see what's happening. So I am going to pop in Echo Golf Golf Papa, which is Liverpool. Let's put in Echo Golf. Let's put Manchester in there as well. So we've got Manchester, we've got Birmingham, we've got our destination Liverpool. Let's also put in Stansted, which is I think another one of the alternates on the flight plan today. Oh, Christian, very good. There are more mods in this channel than there are in Gavin's community folder. Marco, which third-party aircraft am I most excited for, the Phoenix or the PMDG? I have to be honest with you, it's got to be the Phoenix. Then perhaps I am slightly biased, being more Airbus-based. Right, that weather request came in fast, didn't it? So, let's have a look at the messages received and see what we got. Right, so Liverpool at the moment is wind 29024, gusting 36. What what's the runway at Liverpool? It's 27, isn't it? So we're going to feel that a little bit. It's obviously not a bang on headwind. Manchester, slightly less windy. Oh, but 29019. Oh, yeah, you're going to feel that a little bit more then, aren't you? Christian's now quickly working out the cross-wind component for me. Birmingham, winds 310 at 2-1. Isn't Birmingham's runway, don't they have a runway 3-1? I might have just made that up. But if they have, then that's a great shout for landing if you need to divert somewhere. Hecker 7, am I flying EasyJet? I am indeed. Just heading over the English south coast now. Right, about 1,000 feet to go, or 900 feet to go. So here we go, coming up on our cruising altitude of flight level 360. We'll do our top of climb checks. Digital, we also have the 75 and the MD-80 coming out. I must admit, when I saw that the 757 was going to be coming out, I thought, ooh, yeah, actually, I could get excited about that. Don't tell HD. Mac Alt Cruise. But yeah, the 757, I like the 757. I just do. Carson Lou, you flying to Leon and the winds are going crazy right now. Yes, they are in Leon and what's the other one? Lille? I think Lille's a bit blustery as well in France at the minute, isn't it? There we go. Now we're at flight level 360. We'll do a fuel check in a moment. Let's just scroll through the SD pages. How much fuel did we take? I can't remember. Was it 6 tons in the end? I think it was. Yeah, we took 6 tons. Wheels247 on Twitch. New to the channel but watching several vids. Oh, thank you, Wills. Good to see you. Barry, did I say I use the Thrustmaster TCS Captain's Pack? Yes, that is. That's what I use. I love it. Really great piece of kit. Adds to the immersion as well. Good, no fuel leak. Hecker 7, what's better, the F-22 or the F-35? I couldn't tell you, I'm afraid. Those of you who know me well on this channel know that I'm all about the commercial and not the military, so I'm afraid I'm unable to help you with that one. Sim Franklin has been eased off in the Netherlands now, can't wait for being everywhere. To be fair, it's now easing off here in the UK. It's more just the coastal areas, like Liverpool, where we're going. Heck 7, you're trained to be a pilot. Oh, lucky you, mate. Hope you're enjoying every minute of it. Barry, you just got the Warthog, but you don't know if you should have got the Captain's Pack. I've never had the Warthog, so I can't do a comparison for you, I'm afraid. Right, now we're at cruise. I'm going to do a fuel check at Tinan. What should we have at Tinan? We've been flying for 20 minutes. Slightly ahead of schedule. We should have about 4.2 tons of fuel, I think. 4.2, we've got 4.5. Yeah, that's good. That's brilliant. We've got an extra 300 kilograms of fuel, and well, with the weather as it is today, that's never a bad thing. Oh, there's Christian with his high school maths. Crosswind component for Liverpool, 15 knots. 21 with the 28 knot gust. It's great. Thank you for sending us the that information, by the way, Christian, the other day on Discord. We're going to try and get that worked into the performance calculator so it becomes even more realistic. Fly Half 2, you did your private pilot's license training at Liverpool. They do quite a few. In fact, EasyJet have done a few there as well. Funnily enough, if you look on Flight Radar 24, not long ago, you'll see a departure from Liverpool Airport to Liverpool Airport. That was EasyJet. Sam, do you know about the different types of makes and do in the Airbus? If so, you can explain them. I only know a little bit about the different systems rather than... Do you actually mean the physical unit itself? I don't know about that, but there's the Honeywell system and the... oh, go on. Sky's the limit, Tom. What's the other one? There's Honeywell and... or Christian. The name of the other one escapes me. Should we have a look at this landing? So, in terms of getting down, if no ATC is online, my plan is to fly Keegan. From Keegan, we'll fly outbound from Keegan on an easterly heading. We'll come in and around to land on runway 22, self-vectoring ourselves. Thanes, Sky's Limit, thank you. Honeywell and Thanes. The full published procedure is to fly using the Liverpool NDB. Don't think I've ever seen anyone do that. Our Sky's Limit, we have to call it Thames here in England, otherwise that's the Thames, and that's a big river in London, how that's spelt. Yeah, so I'm not going to fly the full procedure, which takes us over Liverpool NDB and then in and back around. We're going to save time, come in from the south, in and around there. Let's work out then when we need to start our descent for that. So at the moment we've got 219 miles left to run. Let's just see how the flight plan is shaping up for that. So if we just scroll through, nice northerly track, which ooh, what is that? Why is Wallasey in there? I didn't want Wallasey to be in there. That's all right. I know why it is, because the full procedure is to fly Wallasey and then potentially enter the hold at Tipod. But no, we're going to take the shortcut, and I have no problem doing that because that's what the real aircraft did, the real flight did. So from Keegan, we're going to fly in and around there. So we'll tidy up the flight plan as we go. I'm going to leave it in as it is for now, just in case air traffic control come on board and tell us to fly the full published procedure. Space Viking plays. Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your very kind super chat saying hello from Copenhagen Control Break Room. Thanks, Peter. Space Viking Peter, thank you so much. Hope it's not been too bad for you today weather-wise in Copenhagen Tower. Yes, so in terms of our descent, what was the let's get some information in. So we're going to be landing runway 27. The star that we are currently planned to fly is the Tipod 1 Juliet. Transition altitude for Liverpool is 5,000 feet. The platform altitude on this approach is 2,000 feet, that's nice and low. Minimum safe altitude is we're going to be coming in then from the south, so it's 3,100 feet, dropping ever so slightly as we turn to base and finals. And then visibility is absolutely fine, I think, in Liverpool from reading that meta. So it's going to be a Cat 1 approach. Runway visual range is above 550 metres, so it's going to be 278. ILS frequency is 11175. Airfield elevation is 78. And then the missed approach is nice and straightforward. Climb ahead, straight ahead 1500, then a right hand turn to the locator, climbing back up to 2000. I do like it when the platform and the missed approach are the same. Oh, sky's the limit. I like that. I really like that. So a 30-degree difference, and it's usually about half. So, yeah, that is a very neat trick. Call it 20. Peter Scarab, you deny any association. Scar's limit. I think Christian's super tool is his brain. He knows how to use a calculator. So what I'm going to do to help us work out where we're going to start heading down then is, let's try this. It's already screaming at me to enter the destination data. We'll do that in a minute. Let's pop into the progress page. Place bearing distance. So I'm going to use runway 27. So if we go Echo Golf Golf Papa, which is Liverpool, runway 27. I want a bearing of 180, so south from that. And let's call it 5 miles. So we're 112 miles away from that spot, which, if we look on a map very roughly, is somewhere around here, because that's going to be my plan. My plan is I'm going to come in from Keegan, fly to approximately that point just there, and then we're going to come into land at Liverpool. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to get to I'd like to be at about 3,000 feet by this point to come in and back round, remembering the platform altitude is 2,000 feet. So I'm going to use the current distance that I've got on here, and we'll work that out as to when to start the top of descent from there. So we're currently at our flight level of what is it, 36 today? Yeah, so we're currently at flight level 360. So I need to lose 33,000 feet. 33 multiplied by 3 is of course 99. We've got a nice headwind, so that is about right. So around 99, call it 95 miles from Liverpool Airport. So I'm going to go in 95 miles, of course, because I've got that 5-mile difference between the airport and that waypoint that I've just referenced. So onto the fix info page. So I'm just going to pop a ring, Echo Golf Golf Papa. Let's just chuck a radial ring around that for 95 miles, and that gives us a very rough top of descent. We're going to have to monitor that all the way down. You can see we're almost there actually. So as we leave Keegan, I want to start slowing down to green dot. As we get sort of a beam the runway, we'll get flaps 1 out, getting down to 2,000 feet, and then config 2 as we intercept the glide. Right, I could use a custom waypoint to show its feature off. I could. Let's have a look at that. So if we go to the data page, go to waypoints, we'll give it, oh hang on, no, wrong one. Let's call it the let's call it downwind, shall we? So, just because that's going to be my downwind approach as we're coming in. We'll call it that. Place bearing distance will be Echo Golf Golf Papa 27, bearing 180 and 5 miles. And now I could actually enter that in the fixes page. So if we go to fix info and pop in downed, that should be, if we just zoom in on the approach. Oh, let's just zoom out a little bit. There it is. So there's just a nice point of reference there. Ryanie, don't crash the desktop, you'll get the blame. Well, we're going to start heading down now anyway. So let's set our descent then. We're going to head down to flight level 100. So, thrust idle, open descent, flight level 100 blue. Down we go. Simple takeoffs, you mean you guys don't just do a quick cosine calc in your head to get the crosswind component? Slackers. It's even worse than that. In the real world, just use FlySmart. Pete Scarab, I'm giving you a shout out, don't you dare. Right, as we're doing that, let's just do you know what, I'm going to cheat ever so slightly. I'm going to use the tablet to get the latest meta. So time 15:50, so that's about half an hour ago. Let's pop that into the perf page then. So QNH is 1014. The temperature is 9, and the wind is 300 at 27. 300 at 27 with gusts up to 38, and the barrow will be 278. Oh, Peter, we'll definitely give out a huge shout out to the control room at Copenhagen Airport. I like flying. Since I've got the Flight Tampa scenery as well for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I love flying at Copenhagen Airport. It's really, really good. Great scenery. Right, we're going to use a speed 270 knots. Jen, am I using the fly-by-wire experimental version? I am indeed. Yes, that is correct. So I'm just actually looking at our profile. That wind's going to help slow us down to get down. I'm just going to wind that speed up a little bit because actually we're going to be above the profile if we're not careful. Jens, a question about the A320. If you fly a certain heading after takeoff, do you pull the heading in the air or can you do it on the ground? You can set it on the ground. Yeah, you can set that on the ground. Heck7, I've just read the comment you put earlier. Let's start decanting, sir. Hopefully you meant descending, although decanting doesn't sound like a bad option either. Tell you what else I'm going to do as well, just because I can. I'm also going to extend the runway centre line. Echo Golf Golf Papa 27. Pop that in a fix page. Just here. And I want the outbound radial, which is going to be the inbound is 266. It's going to be 086 then, isn't it? See, I can do maths if I have to. There we go. I can just see that. Antonis, any advice for changing the star while already in the star? You were flying EDDF and they switched from 25 right to 25 left, entered it in the computer and it turned you back towards the first one. Yeah, you... were you flying the stable build of the A320NX by any chance? Because the experimental version doesn't do that. Or it shouldn't. Shouldn't do that. Okay, I'm just going to add that speed up a little bit more. I'm still a little higher than I'd like to be. But of course, I can extend the downwind as much as I need, but if I can get a nice short fire, then that would be good. That said, given the wind, I'd like to make sure we're nicely established and nothing daft going on. ETA, have you ever thought about becoming a real pilot? No. Sadly, the eyesight doesn't get better as you get older. Antonis, yeah, if you're in the stable build, that's why. Honestly, try the experimental build. You will love it. And the flight plan is much better, much more realistic. Ignore this spaghetti shape you can see on the navigation display just here. That's just because we're going too fast for the computer to compute the actual route that it needs to fly. As I begin to slow down, that will sort itself out. Space packing place, thanks. Always nice to get some attention from the boss, even if it's virtual. We don't really differentiate between the virtual world in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's all real to us. It's going to be so great when the fly-by-wire guys get the secondary flight plan working. It really is. Once the secondary flight plan's working, we can do much more stuff. We can get diversions in there, all ready. We can get the engine out procedures in there, all good and ready. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic when that's sorted. DRD Flyer, good afternoon, my friend. Good to see you as well. You're just starting on VATSIM. Would love any suggestions. Fly to small airports to begin with. What on earth's going on here? Bandwidth is too low. Where's the UK gone? Well, that's new. Oh, there it is. Hello, UK. Thank you for coming back. What on earth was that? Imagine that happening 1,000 feet from touchdown. I've had that message before about the bandwidth, and that's not new. The landmass beneath you disappearing, that is. Wow. Let's get those seatbelt signs on, shall we? Has that happened to you guys a lot? Really? Wow. Peter, you guys over in Europe stole it. That's what we get for following Boris. Brian, it blew away. Yeah. Gear down and locked. Send for the X-Files. That was weird. That was so weird. Honestly, I've never had that before. Wheels 247. If land disappears, is AT still? I don't know. I don't use default ATC, so I couldn't tell you. Right, that's just thrown me off a little bit. How are we doing profile-wise? Profile-wise isn't too bad, actually, looking at that. What a beautiful day. We're over Wales at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. The beautiful rolling hills of Wales. England's green and present land. Mark, yes, like you, I've had the photogrammetry issue before. I've never seen the land disappear beneath me, though. That was different. That was very different. Jayhawk, dinner's on the table. It's 4:30. Oh, is that so that you've still got space for supper later on? Sky's Limit says, just do what I've done. Stick it in. Saying stick it in the microwave doesn't good. If I told my wife to stick it in the microwave, she'd stick it in the dog. So it doesn't look like we've got any ATC online. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go from Kegel, we're going to go direct to downwind, as it is. I'm going to roll the speed back now 250 knots as we approach 10,000 feet. And a few things as we approach 10,000 feet, then let's get the landing lights on so they're done. We're going to activate the approach phase so we know that that's done and we don't have to think about that anymore. Confirmed that. And now then, if we go to our flight plan. So, after Keegan, I'm going to delete a few things. We're going to delete that. We're going to delete Wallasey. We're going to delete Barod. We're going to delete Tipod. We're going to keep the centre fix. And I'm going to pop in downwind. And now we clear the discontinuity. There we go, and that'll sort itself out. Right, let's continue our descent now all the way down to 2,000 feet, which is our platform altitude. So we're going to set open descent, thrust idle, open descent, and we want the local QNH, which is 1014, 2,000 blue. Auto brake low. I'm also going to reduce our rate of descent a little bit as well now because we have got track miles. We've got about 50 miles or so to fly. So that's actually quite neat. We'll reduce that to 1,000 feet per minute. Simple takeoffs, all those extra lines is just the computer trying to work out the flight route, but it's working it out at the speed you're doing at that moment. If you've got a nice tight turn to make, which you can obviously do when you're configured and you're flying 250 knots or green dot speed, that's fine. But if it's trying to compute it and you're still at 30,000 feet in the air, flying at Mach 7-8, it thinks, how am I going to make this turn at that speed? So it draws wavy lines all over the place to try and compensate for it. The moment you start to slow down, then it is much better. So if you remember now how we briefed this approach, I want to be green dot by downwind. We want to be flaps 1 as we leave downwind, and then make a left turn onto make the base turn. Flaps 2 with the ILS. Let's get the ILS on. At the moment, we've got the ILS picked up, but it's the wrong one. That's that'll be runway. What's that? That'll be runway 09, won't it? So that's the opposite side. Once we get beam it, we'll probably pick up the other one. So I'm looking for India Lima Quebec ILQ showing down here. Christopher, you're arriving in Southend, and it's blustery. Southend's another great airport. There's some good freeware scenery as well for Southend Airport. If you're just coming in for the landing, guys, please do hit that like button. Makes a massive difference to the channel and the stream. And a big thank you to all of you who have already subscribed, tipping us over the 20,000 subscribers mark. Really, really kind of you all. Christian, we got a QNH update. Thank you so much. 1015. And there we can see the River Mersey in front of us. That looks great, doesn't it? One other threat to brief, perhaps more important in the real world than the simulator world, is, of course, the sun's going to be in our eyes. Hex 7, am I going to do a smooth landing? Well, all depends, doesn't it? We shall wait and see, my friend. We shall wait and see. Okay, I'm going to go back into open descent now. Get ourselves down, then we can start slowing down. Don't know where that aircraft was, but I'm guessing not Liverpool, judging on the static. Liam, I don't use Volanta, no, I don't. It's just another program that I just try and keep things as clean as possible on the PC, particularly as I'm streaming it all as well.
And Liverpool traffic, EV230 Delta, final ILS 27 Liverpool.
So I can hear there is traffic coming in. We'll have them on TCAS presumably. Yeah, there he is. I can see him. So no issue there. There's the runway coming up now in front of us. Where is it? We'll see it shortly. Okay, so let's start slowing down to green dot and concentrating on our landing. Interestingly enough, I'm hoping this line's going to extend to the centre fix for 27. Simple takeoff did enter down as a reference point for the downwind entry. That is correct. That's exactly what I did, yes. So that is a custom waypoint that I added in just to help us with this. And Liverpool traffic's easy 7022 is currently 10 miles to the southwest, making the downwind entry shortly for runway 27. Altitude 3,500. Perhaps a little low, to be honest with you, at this point. Hex 7, don't need flaps yet. Not yet, my friend. Oh, I'm going to reduce that rate of descent greatly.
2,500.
So we'll be able to see the airport, which is over here. I think it's just hidden behind this beam at the moment. Just waiting for the ILS identifier to change as well. That should happen any second as we come across when we come across that. There's that traffic that's just departed out of Liverpool. Hex 7, I do need flaps, but not yet. No, I don't even need flaps 1, not yet. A nice short final into Liverpool. Right, I thought it was going to do that. I hoped it was going to sort itself out. Sadly it didn't. Let's just keep on the downwind for the moment. I hoped it was going to route us... Are we going to fly? Are we actually going to fly heading? Yeah, I hoped it was going to route us nicely. So from here it would come in and around for 27, but sadly it hasn't.
And Liverpool traffic is 230 Delta, clear of runway 27.
So there, I think, Liverpool Airport, over there, there it is. Just checking we've got no traffic showing there. Now we're going to start configuring as we make the turn to final in a moment. We've now got the correct runway identifier as well, which is India Lima Quebec. Half fly 2, turn north and head for the lighthouse if you're going to fly out. Local knowledge. I'll be honest with you, I won't be heading for the lighthouse. Okay, so we're now going to use... we'll now use heading mode to bring ourselves in. So let's make the base turn. Northerly heading for now. Maybe just east of north. And now we're going to start configuring. So we're going to go flaps 1, speed checked, flaps 1. And we'll roll speed back to 180 knots. Liverpool traffic easy 7022 is on left-hand traffic pattern. Base turn for runway 27, currently 9 miles. Visual with the airfield. Making the turn then now onto final, and we'll arm the approach. Glide slope lock blue, cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. Carl, the takeoff calculator is called SimSmart. Not yet released, still in beta, but it will be available. Will be available very soon. So I told you the sun would be in our eyes. Be interesting to see how that looks. So we'll go flaps 2 in a moment, just to meet that glide. Just want to make sure we get lock star here before the glide. We should do. There we go, lock star. And now flaps 2, speed checked, flaps 2. Liverpool traffic easy 7022 establishing runway 27, 6.5 mile final. So the wind is coming from, was it 300 I think at the minute, so we should feel a little bit of crosswind, but we'll wait and see what happens with that. Right, that's 6 miles, I'm going to start slowing down, so we're going to go to speed. Let's get the gear down on the spoilers. Ding the cabin.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
And flaps 3. Speed check to flaps 3. And look at the crab angle on that. Flaps full, speed checked, flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured. Auto thrust. Speed. Go around altitude 2000. Set ECAM memo. Landing. No blue.
One thousand.
1,000 feet. Don't mind leaving the autopilot in just a tad longer, but I don't want to leave it off for too long because I want to get a feel for how the aircraft's blowing. So, normally I'd knock it over 1,000 feet, but that looks good. Okay, autopilot's off. I have control. Heckler, this stable call comes at 500 feet. That wind, a lot of a headwind, so we just need to keep pushing that nose down ever so slightly. 500 feet, approach stable. Just been blown slightly off that centre line, so let's try and get back on it.
100 above.
The right hand wheels may touch down first, but that's no issue.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
And then decrab onto that centre line. Spoilers deployed. Decel, reverse green. Disconnect the auto brakes. 70 knots, reverses off. Vacating via echo. And Liverpool traffic, easy 7022, runway 27 vacated.
Traffic easy, A2 Papa Juliet, just becoming established, low closer runway 27, 11 miles.
So we'll go straight forward and we'll take Victor entry into the stands. Start the APU. The Victor entry isn't the one there on the right, it's this next one. Welcome to Liverpool, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you've enjoyed the flight with us this afternoon. Always nice to see another EasyJet on the ramp when we get there. Look at these long shadows. That is so nice. Virtual Pilot, which setting makes the sun look that good? I think it's just the blue, making sure that's turned on. Other there's no default settings. Look at the winglet shadow. That's amazing. That looks so good. Okay, we're going to take we'll take stand 4.
Traffic easy 82 Papa Juliet, final 5 miles runway 27.
I just wish that I could pan around the flight deck without losing control of the aircraft. Streamers, well, that's you that's in the EasyJet. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, let's hold that just there. We've got the parking brake on. External power is going to be available. So, shutting down engine 1, shutting down engine 2. Seatbelt signs can come off. Just check N1 is low enough. Now we'll get the beacon light off and make sure APU bleeds turn back on. Fuel pumps. Get those on, and we'll, or rather get those off, and then pop 2000 in the squawk. Set to standby. Christian, press the mouse wheel. Whenever I press the mouse wheel, though, does it not reset your view? Yeah, I thought so. It just resets your view, doesn't it? So that's okay. But if I'm sort of, I don't know. I think it's just it's the jump back. If there's a way to disable that, I'd love to know how to do that. But otherwise, yeah, I would say a really nice, uneventful flight. And let's face it, that is exactly what we want, isn't it? A nice, uneventful flight. Should we get the external power turned on? There we go. Still leave APU on, of course. APU bleed whenever passengers are on board, thanks to COVID. Right, welcome to Liverpool. That is a great flight, and I love sunset landings. I mean, this really is one of the best times in Flight Simulator, isn't it? Beautiful long shadows. Really, really neat. Thank you so much, guys, for being with me this afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed that sort of impromptu Monday afternoon flight. We don't get these in very often. To those of you that have donated and contributed to the channel during this flight, I don't even know where to begin with that, because some unbelievably kind donations as well. And Digital, I'm going to sing out both Digital and Tom as well. 2 incredibly generous donations for supporting the channel. Thank you so much, guys, for that, and of course not just to you, but to everyone who has offered support and donations and super chats, etc. throughout today's flight. Thank you to all of you, and for the rest of the community helping us get to 20,000 subscribers here in the here on the YouTube channel. It really means so much that I often just can't wait to come and stream for you guys. What a fantastic community. We will be doing something special for 20,000. We just haven't decided yet. But we will be doing something, and it will be an all-day stream. So you'll have to put up with me for a full day. Thanks so much, guys. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future live streams and content. And of course, if you're on your way out, please do smash that like button, as that really does help the channel. Thank you so much, guys, and to all the EasyJet Sim Pilot channel members for your continued support. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Have a great Monday, guys. Bye-bye.
Liverpool traffic easy 64, establish localizer 27, 10 miles. Traffic easy 79, behind easy 65.